So I got a new OBD reader from ATdiag here. Now this is just a basic OBD reader. There's no bidirectional controls on it, but it does say that it'll do live data, which I'm pretty interested to see how this thing does for that. You can take a quick look at the back of the box there, see all the protocols it supports. Opening up the box here, we have a little instruction manual. We don't really need that, or maybe we do. Comes in a nice little Ziploc bag. So it's the model V321. Hold up here and get a nice good thumbnail picture. You can check out the back of it here. And oh, while we're looking at me, check out this Book Auto Work shirt. There'll be a link down in the description below where you can get merch like this. We got lots of cool designs, so be sure to check that out. Well, let's get this thing plugged in. We're using my Land Rover for testing here. As soon as you plug it in, it boots up nice and quick. I couldn't even get the camera on it fast enough to show you how fast it got past this little splash screen there. But as you can see here on the screen, we have just the basic OBD read, a test report, a DTC lookup. That's always handy to have, although, it's probably better just to Google it on your phone. The cloud print, I guess you can set it up to your printer and print your reports. It's kind of handy, I guess. I'm not gonna bother testing that because, I don't even have a printer. It's got a battery test. We'll definitely check that out. And setup. Let's go take a look at setup, huh? You just navigate through the things with these buttons here. Go to setup. Language, looks like we're already on English. That's fine. Unit of measure. We'll switch that to freedom units. And take a look at about. Gives you your version number. I don't know if there's a way to upgrade the firmware on this guy. I don't see any USB ports or anything, so I guess just whatever you have is what you have. We'll hit escape to go back, escape again. I see these green buttons over here are obviously little shortcut keys. I'm assuming you hit bat and it takes you to the battery tester. Yep. I'm gonna click OK. Shows you the battery voltage. I suppose that's good. Although the car is on, kind of expected to be higher. Should be higher for charging, but interesting. Escape and back out of that. Let's do the voltage waveform test. That's actually kind of cool. I wonder if I blip the throttle, we'll see the voltage pick up at all. I mean, a minor amount, not much really. Here, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll actually turn the car off. So, car is off. Yeah, and there you go. You can see the voltage drop down, and you see the little blip on the screen right there. And now let me start the car, and then we'll watch the waveform while I start it. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's actually really neat because you could see how starting it dropped the battery voltage down while it was cranking over. That's kind of a cool feature. You could probably actually use that for parasitic draw testing or something too, You could have this going pulling fuses, and if when you pull a fuse, the voltage comes back up, you found the thing that was causing a load. So, I don't know, useful feature and a simple little tool. Let's see what this battery test is all about. Fully charge the battery before testing and turn off high power appliances such as air conditioning. Well, it's 98 degrees on the dash up here. I'm not turning off the freaking air conditioning, but I'll go ahead and hit OK. Please turn off engine and then turn it back on. Please wait. Okay. Turning it off, and now I'll turn it back on. Oh, that's kind of cool. It's got a little arrow down here pointing to good. And yeah, basically what it did is it used the starter to load test the battery. Kind of what I did before, just looking at the waveform. But this is an all-in-one test, and it gives you a little indicator. Now, if your battery was starting to fail, you'd see a watt higher dip in the voltage. So, yeah, okay, kind of cool. Gonna hit escape, get back out to the main menu here. When I hit the DTC button, and it's just gonna scan the codes. I don't expect this thing to be able to scan everything because this Land Rover is pretty complicated. It's got a ton of freaking modules in it. But this thing ought to be able to find all the basic codes. And okay, invalid data received from TCM. It's kind of an interesting code. Might have to check that out. So it's just listing one of one there, and trying to scroll through doesn't do anything. I wonder what happens if I click OK. Oh, it just puts you right back out. I just want to see. I'll go to this over here and see if it's the exact same thing. Oh no, that's different. Interesting. Oh, here we go. We have a different screen. We have read codes, erase codes. Oh, we can take a look at freeze frames. That's always good to have. And then it has your IM readiness check. In fact, let's just do that real quick. Yeah, sure, since DTC's cleared. IM readiness, yeah, showing everything is okay, as I would expect it to be. That's really handy to have if you're taking your car in for inspection. Make sure it's gonna pass. You definitely need to check out your IM readiness. We'll escape out of that. You can also see it from a single drive cycle, which is kind of handy to have. Go back. Actually, I want to go back to freeze frames. These free frames are always good to have, and of course nothing's stored because it doesn't really have any serious codes. I don't want to erase the code just in case it's something I need to look into. Let me take a look at vehicle info. That's nice. Yeah, it has the VIN number there. That's fine. Calibration ID. I don't know what that is. But okay, there's calibration ID. And California verification number? Is that what that is? I have no idea what that junk is. Back out of that. So I was wanting to see how this live stream is about. Okay, shows you your short-term and long-term fuel trims. That's handy to have. The map, that looks like a crazy number, but you know, whatever. Showing our RPM. Let me blip the throttle a little bit, and you can see everything change there. It's showing spark advance. That's kind of nice to have. Your IAT, your MAF, O2 sensors. Okay, that's cool. Runtime has evap information here. There's like 7 pages of data in here. You know, that's not too bad. Oh, it has cat temperatures. That's kind of cool. Has some ABS information in here too. Yeah, okay, cool. I don't know what some of those things are, but I don't know, that's kind of cool. It has all this live data. Let's keep scrolling down. RT curve. I'm not sure what RT curve is. Let's take a look at that. Real-time curve. Oh, okay, so this can graph some things for you. Graph the car speed. It'll graph the load value for you. And blipping the throttle a little bit, you can see see that change. You know, I guess if you were having some fueling issues, you could kind of see what the ECU is trying to calculate for load, although I don't know how useful that would really be in general. And take a look at the coolant temp, which, you know, the coolant temp up here on the dash actually isn't very accurate on these guys. So it's kind of cool that you can pull up the actual temperature. That's handy to have. And of course, engine RPM, which, you know, pretty basic. Then we can check out our O2 sensors, 2 pages of that. It's always good info to have. And then it has evap information too. That's kind of nice. Exit the OBD test. Yeah, sure, let's exit that. Let's take a look at this test report, see what that looks like. Why in the world is it asking to scan a QR code? That's kind of sus. Oh, you know what? I bet you scan this and then your report information is actually in there. And you know, I don't even have my phone on me, so I'm not gonna scan that right now, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll just try to get a good picture of it and then I'll roll that in here later. And I'm just kind of curious what the cloud print looks like. Print DTC. Need to review the data first? Yeah, sure, why not? Let's review the data. U0402. Huh, okay, and then it just gives you another QR code, I guess, to print it somewhere. But let's go look up that DTC. You have to hit the down arrow in order to scroll through these things, and the up arrow to go to the next one. So U0402. Okay, yeah, generic code. Okay, that doesn't really help us. That's what it already told us. Okay, I don't know if that's really useful. You can probably just look that up on your phone instead. That'd probably be better. But yeah, you know, not too bad. If you want to get one of these guys for yourself, I'll leave a link for it down in the description below. Oh, and also, I have plenty of different scanners and code readers. I don't really need this thing, so I think I'm actually going to give it away. Now, in order to enter the giveaway, I want you to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and leave a comment down below and say, I don't know, what should you say? Let's just say I want that code reader. And also in the description, you'll find a link to my giveaway page. And just follow the instructions on the giveaway page. You'll have to sign up for the blog. Make sure you put in the correct email address because that's how I'll email the winner. And yeah, just fill that thing out and hit submit. Well, bye. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.